When you watch a video on most platforms, you are effectively in a vacuum. You consume the content in isolation, and if you look at the comments, you're reading static text left by people who finished the video hours or even years ago. This brings us to Bilibili. From the outside, it is frequently dismissed as a regional equivalent to YouTube, but that comparison misses the specific mechanism that makes the platform function. Bilibili anchors individual comments, called Danmaku, or bullet comments, to specific timestamps within the video. Instead of sitting in a separate section below the player, these messages scroll directly across the footage at the exact second they were originally written. To an outsider, a popular video on Bilibili looks like an unwatchable wall of noise. The screen is often so crowded with overlapping text that the actual video is barely visible. But for the community, this density creates a synchronized viewing experience. Even if you are watching a video alone at 2 a.m., the Danmaku allows you to see the reactions of thousands of other people who felt the same excitement or humor at that exact frame. Bilibili replaced the solitary nature of on-demand streaming with a system that mimics a live event, allowing users to participate in a collective reaction that persists long after the video was first uploaded. The platform began in 2009 as a niche sanctuary created by a college student. It wasn't designed for a broad audience. It was built for a specific group that felt underserved by the mainstream internet. This core demographic was the otaku subculture, the highly dedicated fans of anime, comics, and gaming, who were already deeply embedded in internet-native communities. The Danmaku feature was the perfect tool for this group. It allowed them to leave hyper-specific jokes, explanations, and emotional cues on precise frames of an anime episode, turning the content into a collaborative study of the media. This process turned a passive activity into a cross-temporal conversation. By leaving comments that stay attached to specific moments, fans could interact with each other across different points in time. Because this community felt a deep sense of shared ownership over the platform, they prioritized protecting its culture. They didn't want the environment diluted by a sudden influx of casual users. Silicon Valley growth relies on removing friction. The goal is to make it as easy as possible for a user to sign up and start interacting, to ensure the highest possible growth numbers. Bilibili did the opposite. They intentionally made it difficult for new users to join the inner circle, creating a barrier that would seem like a death sentence for most tech startups. To unlock full membership and commenting rights, users had to pass a 100-question quiz about anime and internet trivia. This filtered the user base, ensuring that only those who were truly invested in the subculture could contribute to the Danmaku environment. This forced effort created immediate loyalty. Every active member on the platform had proven their fluency in the community's language, which stabilized the platform's unique culture even as it scaled. By artificially restricting access, Bilibili traded rapid, shallow growth for a highly retained and deeply engaged audience that viewed the platform as a cultural home rather than just a utility. This intense loyalty allowed Bilibili to avoid the heavy reliance on intrusive advertising that defines platforms like YouTube. Because the users were so invested, the company could monetize through more direct channels. This NASDAQ data, showing the $11.50 offering price during their 2018 public listing, reflects the financial success of their model. They generate significant revenue through mobile game publishing, virtual gifting, and premium memberships that their core fans are eager to support. This community engagement eventually moved beyond the screen. Bilibili began hosting massive in-person events like Bilibili World, which draw hundreds of thousands of fans into physical convention centers to celebrate the platform's culture. These conventions provide a space for the specific subcultures that built the site, such as elaborate cosplay and gaming, to exist in the real world under the Bilibili brand. Instead of just selling user attention to the highest bidder, Bilibili built an ecosystem that monetizes the actual identity and fandom of its community. But staying on top is expensive. To compete with other Chinese tech giants, Bilibili has to spend billions on content licensing and original production, putting constant pressure on their bottom line. They also face the reality of operating in China, where strict content moderation and censorship laws are a requirement. The platform must maintain a massive moderation apparatus to comply with state regulations. As a result, Bilibili is no longer a small, niche sanctuary. it has to constantly navigate the tension between its rebellious subculture roots and its responsibilities as a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. Despite these pressures, the platform has become the definitive digital home base for a generation of young Chinese users. It is where their subcultures and identities are archived and expressed. While much of the modern internet is moving towards solitary, algorithmically driven feeds, Bilibili's architecture is still built on the idea of shared interaction and communal history. Their growth suggests that the most resilient platforms aren't always the ones with the least friction, but the ones that prioritize protecting the community they've built. Bilibili's success indicates that for millions of people, the value of a video platform isn't just the content itself. It's the layered, ongoing conversation that makes them feel like they are watching together.